Today, we're going to take a look at some of the dumbest criminals caught on camera. These individuals made headlines for all the wrong reasons, displaying their lack of common sense and logic in some of the most ridiculous ways possible. From botched robberies to comical heists, these are some of the funniest criminal fails. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to witness some of the most entertaining moments in the world of stupid crime. Alright, let's dive in. Our first story is from Swansboro, North Carolina, where a man has made a few crucial mistakes in his robbery of the family care pharmacy.
And trailing a car after
Let's have a look at the news story as it was reported.
A safe behind it.
Well, it wasn't his though either.
No, it came from an area pharmacy.
Officers quickly spotted the car and started tailing it, but the witnesses say the man tried to put the safe in his trunk and couldn't get it to fit.
So this was his option. Unfortunately, he went by an officer who was parked on patrol, and things did not go as planned.
Right, unfortunately for him.
Yes, for him.
Next up, we have these phone thieves who really like the way they look. Maybe a little too much. Houston police are still seeking the public's assistance in solving an armed robbery that occurred outside the Edwards Cinema in southwest Houston. According to the victim, Dorius Rucker, he and a friend were on their way to the theater when three armed men approached them, demanding their wallets and cell phones. Rucker complied, even going as far as changing the password on his phone, but unbeknownst to the robbers, the phone was automatically uploading images and videos to iCloud. The following morning, Rucker woke up to find multiple images of the robbers, including selfies, on his iCloud account. Though thankful his son wasn't physically harmed, Rucker's father, Al Rucker, is understandably upset and hopes the perpetrators are brought to justice. If you recognize the individuals in the images or have any information regarding the robbery, please contact Crime Stoppers. And who knows, you may be $5,000 richer if your tip leads to an arrest. Our next dumb criminal broke into the local YMCA with hopes of emptying out a cash register and didn't quite get what you would expect. Let's take a look at the news story featuring our monetarily challenged burglar.
Caught on security camera, a man kicking through the ductwork in the ceiling of the YMCA Child Development Center in Indio, dropping to the floor, then breaking into a cash register, stealing all the money inside before making a daring escape out the door. This is the cash register. A children's toy filled with play money worth next to nothing. A burglary gone bupkis. As you can see, the ceiling tiles have been replaced here at the YMCA, and also there's money back in the cash register. They should probably clear out this drawer so they don't get hit again. The Indio Police Department believes this might not be the first acoustic ceiling tile crushing caper this cat burglar has sunk his claws into.
Thieves tend to have specific MOs that they follow, that stuff that they get comfortable with. They don't get caught doing it once, so they figure, hey, this is a tried and true method, and they kind of stick to it.
With his face caught on camera, this thief should have thought twice. I'd classify this mission as impossibly stupid.
Sometimes, dumb criminals can be very creative, even artistic. A 28-year-old woman, Amanda, from New York decided to take matters into her own hands when she was without a license plate for her car. Amanda was pulled over by the Erie County Sheriff's Office for not having a front license plate on her car. Upon further inspection, the police noticed her very colorful cardboard license plate which she had mounted on the back of her car. Now, as you might expect, this didn't go down well with the officers, who quickly realized that the plate was fake. But it didn't end there. Upon further investigation, they discovered that Amanda's vehicle registration was suspended, and she didn't have any insurance. She was arrested and charged with possessing a forged instrument, which is a felony, and also with operating a vehicle with a suspended registration and 3 vehicle and traffic infractions. Her fake license plate was taken as evidence. These next home burglars also had a bit of difficulty when it came to the getaway. Manville, Texas. It's not something you witness every day, 2 motorcycle riding thieves carrying a 50-inch TV while cruising down the road. Surveillance footage from a home in Manville shows the daring heist. The thieves knocked on the front door, but when no one answered, they went to the back patio. After searching around, they found the TV, which was drilled into a cabinet. The thieves ripped the TV from its mount and hit the road with their unusual cargo in tow, balancing it between them as they rode away. Eyewitnesses spotted the duo all over the area. Drivers couldn't believe their eyes and snapped photos and videos of the strange sight. Brazoria County deputies pursued the thieves but unfortunately lost them. They are still searching for the culprits and hoping that the surveillance video will lead to their arrest. Next, we have our bad luck bandit. As you can see in this video, the man is attempting to throw a small brick through a window of a local business. Maryland police are on the hunt for a thief they have nicknamed the Bad Luck Bandit. According to the Prince George's County Police Department, the suspect attempted to break into a restaurant last month by throwing a brick at its front window. However, his plan backfired when the brick bounced back on the third try and hit him in the head, causing him to fall to the ground. Surveillance footage shows the man lying there for several minutes before leaving the scene. This next dumb criminal has a hard time with his coordination, and he ends up foiling his own attempted robbery. According to police, a robbery attempt went awry at an e-cigarette store in Colorado, leaving the suspect fleeing with his pants falling down. Surveillance footage from September 2nd shows a man entering the store and attempting to pull out what was later revealed to be a replica handgun. However, the gun flew over the counter instead. As the BB gun with the orange tip removed falls to the floor, the employee grabs it, leaving the suspect stunned. He tries to climb over the counter, but changes his mind and runs out the door, losing his pants in the process before disappearing from view. The employee then goes to the door and appears to lock it. Up next, some more dumb criminals who may have the worst timing of any in our video. Meet Joseph McInnes III and Tyree McCoy.
They weren't planning on there being a large room filled with police officers.
Monahan's Pub in Woodlawn is known as a police officer hangout. Dozens of off-duty Baltimore County officers were there celebrating a fellow officer's retirement early Tuesday night when investigators say these two men went into the takeout portion of the restaurant and held an employee up at gunpoint.
At that time, the person who had been behind the counter knew that there was a retirement party for a police officer happening, so they went into the other portion, alerted the officers to the fact that they had just been involved in an armed robbery.
According to investigators, the suspects had just left the restaurant, but they didn't get far before the off-duty officers at the party ran out and took them into custody. Police aren't saying how much cash 21-year-old Joseph McInnes III and 22-year-old Tyree McCoy initially got away with, but they say none of the employees, patrons, or officers was injured. McCoy and McInnes are charged with armed robbery and possession of a handgun.
Seems like everyone likes to talk on speakerphone nowadays, and it can be very distracting. For this next dumb criminal, it landed her in jail.
Happened yesterday when police say they received a report of a gunman and a bomb inside the Walmart here in Seabrook. 500 people were forced to evacuate the Walmart and surrounding businesses, but the threats were quickly found to be hoaxes. And just hours later, police arrested 38-year-old Megan Levitt of Alfred, Maine. Police say they were able to track her down after she made calls on speakerphone while she was in an Uber. When her Uber driver heard the conversation, he alerted police. We spoke to that Uber driver this afternoon. He does not want to be identified, but he told us when he heard those calls, he knew something wasn't right.
Possibly the dumbest crook we have to show you today is Mr. Hollywood. Recently, an individual made a threatening phone call to the Hollywood Police Department, demanding a payment of $10,000 or he was going to blow up the iconic landmark in Los Angeles, the Hollywood sign. However, it appears that the caller wasn't very good at geography and had mistakenly dialed the wrong department. He didn't call the police department in Hollywood, California. Instead, he had called Hollywood, Florida. Next, we have the puppy thief with a happy trigger finger. After stealing a 9-week-old American bulldog named Tarzan at gunpoint during what was supposed to be an online marketplace sale, a 20-year-old man landed in the hospital. The victim had met with the man outside a Brampton home for the exchange, who then proceeded to take the puppy by brandishing his gun. The thief ended up accidentally shooting himself in the leg. Initially, he told the police he injured himself in a fall. The man was subsequently charged with robbery and firearm offenses, while the puppy was returned to the victim unharmed. However, his charges were later stayed after a judge found out that one of the police officers held him down while he was in the hospital and repeatedly slapped him across the face. The criminal's name was never officially released. I imagine most bank robbers have to do some planning before robbing a bank. Maybe even make a checklist of things you might need, like gun, mask, getaway car. But this next dumb criminal apparently left an important item off of his list: paper for the note to hand to the teller. Earlier this year, Michael Conley, aged 30, confessed to robbing a bank in Missouri by handing a teller a note written with a pink highlighter. The surprising part is that he wrote the note on the back of his own birth certificate. Additionally, he was wearing an ankle monitor from a previous court issue, making it easy for authorities to confirm his presence at the scene. The amount stolen during the robbery was a mere $754, but the man is now facing the possibility of up to 20 years in prison. That would mean 1 year in prison for every $37.70 he got from the robbery. I guess this next dumb criminal should have protected his loot a little more carefully. Let's take a look.
A man called from this gas station saying the truck he was driving had been stolen. Dash camera video shows Hilliard police searching for a stolen white landscaping truck. Multiple cruisers caught up with the stolen truck in Old Hilliard. And the VIN number, they say they soon realized the man who reported the truck stolen had actually stolen it from Powell a few days before.
Open it and step out.
The suspect who stole the truck from the UDF, who Hilliard police have identified as David Harrison, appeared to cooperate with police until he didn't.
Look away from me. Take 2 steps to your left.
He took off running, but was soon captured. In a Delaware County Sheriff's Office incident report, it states the truck that was stolen from the UDF in Hilliard on May 9th was stolen from a Powell landscaping company on May 4th. Hilliard police say the man who reported it stolen from the gas station was the same man who stole it from Powell, Brett Red. Yes, the man police say stole the truck, then reported it stolen.
Our final dumb criminal is a little more spiritual than the others in today's video. According to Tennessee police, a man caused damage at a church cemetery in Knoxville while attempting to bring his deceased grandmother back to life. The alleged perpetrator, identified as 34-year-old Danny Frazier, reportedly went on a rampage at the cemetery on Huckleberry Springs Road, resulting in several dug-up spots and broken headstones. After receiving reports of vandalism at the site, officials rushed to the scene and identified Frazier as the suspect, who claimed to have caused the damage in an attempt to resurrect his grandmother. Frazier was subsequently arrested and charged with vandalism and criminal trespassing. The cost of repairing the extensive damage caused by Frazier is estimated to be around $30,000. Thanks for joining us today on our journey through the world of dumb criminals. We hope you enjoyed watching these hilarious stories as much as we enjoy bringing them to you. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the upcoming funny and interesting videos we have coming up real soon.